What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, well, I wanted to talk about DEC today, mainly because a lot of you guys have been asking me, whether on Twitter or the comments here or on Discord, what is my plan for DEC? Now, let me be very clear. I'm going to lay out what I'm planning to do. This is not financial advice. This may not even be the smartest thing to do. But with my situation and my unique situation, right, I will let you know how I'm kind of viewing things moving forward in a maybe like short to medium term plan. A lot of that, and just for the TLDR for folks who are waiting, a lot of that is still wait and see. So if you can see here, DEC is still at about 10% away from its peg, right? So we're at 0.0009 rather than the 0.001. So there's still some move to the upside potential. But as I have been saying, I don't think that this is sustainable. I don't know where this potentially tops out and then corrects, or if it even tops out and corrects. I personally feel like that is going to be the case because you can see the supply of DEC really hasn't changed both here, and then we can also go over to the Peak Monsters rich list, and you can see here that there's still 6.3 billion DEC, and I think this was like 6.4 billion like a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, we're burning some. We burned maybe 100 million, but that's, you know, it's slow going right now or as we speak. And let me actually get back to High Vengeance so we can see here. So at 0.0009, what is my plan, or what is my situation? Let me explain it first, and then what is my plan and why am I going with that? So right now, I'm not holding a lot of DEC just on its own. I have DECs in the LP for the BNB chain, so BUSD and DEC. So there's no free transactions there. Again, that chain is much cheaper than something like Ethereum, but there's still gas fees that I would need to pay. And there are several transactions that would charge me, right? So I would need to pay a gas fee for withdrawing the capital from the LP, swapping the capital from DEC to BUSD. That's probably where the biggest fees would be, because I believe Binance or BNB, sorry, not BNB, but PancakeSwap, for example, charges like a 0.17% fee. And if I were to keep it in USD, let's say for a week or 2 weeks, based on where the returns are right now for that LP, which is about 35%, if I keep it out for 2 weeks, I'm missing some returns. Now, it's not that much, right? It might be like 1% or 1.5% if I were to keep it out for 2 weeks. But again, the transaction cost would eat into it, and then that wouldn't be earning me any other rewards during that time. I'd be foregoing, I don't know, we'll say like 1% or so of the overall APR if I'm sitting out for essentially like 2% of the year, right? There's 52 weeks. If I hold it out for 2 weeks out of that, right, that's actually would be closer to 4% when, or sorry, actually that would be closer to, 4% when you think about it. So the way that I'm viewing it is I want to wait and see, because if I were to sell out of DEC at this point, what would I be waiting for? I would be waiting for a correction that would go down further than the gains that I would be missing out on, right? The hedge that I'm betting against is that I would need it to fall, I don't know, maybe even double-digit percentages in order to then buy back into my position. Also, from an upside perspective, what would I be missing out on if I were to sell at DEC at this point, right? And for it to climb up to its peg. Now, you know, my liquidity pool position is half DEC, half BUSD. So a 10% increase, and actually it'd be a little bit more than 10% increase, but I would only get half of that, right? So it'd be 5 to 5.5% increase of upside that I would potentially be missing out on, which I don't mind if I'm expecting it to go further down. But the problem then becomes, how far do you expect it to correct? And then you also have to factor in, you know, if it does start to fall once again, what are the tools which Matt and co are going to use to try and push it back up to peg, right? So again, I don't think that it's going to be a straight line up. I don't think it's going to be a straight line flat once we reach there, but it will be this kind of fluctuation. Maybe we even go above peg and people start burning SPS just because they can and the arbitrage exists. That will be interesting if we're able to do that, even with this monstrous supply. So as of now, right? As of now, I am still very much in wait and see mode. But if we do start to climb to, 0.0095 or 97, 98, that's where it'll get interesting for me, because then can I see a 10% drop from the peg, right? If we actually get to peg and I sell at peg, can I see a 10% drop from there? Yeah, definitely. A 10% drop would drop it to where it's at right now, but a 10% drop from here would drop it down to 0.00081. Do I think we're going to get down there again with that kind of confidence that I would forego the couple of weeks of staying out of the LP and paying the fees, right? So at this point in time, it doesn't make sense for me to do that. Now, if you have DEC on your own and are thinking about trading it, then sure, you don't need, you're not missing out on potential. Well, I guess you'd be missing out if it goes up a little bit higher, but you don't need to worry about, liquidity pools, and you don't need to worry about transaction fees or gas fees for that. Now, if you're trading on something like Hive Engine or Tribal Dex, there is a fee, the 0.25%, right? So 0.0025 overall fee that you would do for any transaction. And again, but that's such a tiny, minuscule fee. So if you were to do that twice, that's a 0.5% fee each, combined both ways. And so if you think that DEC will fall more than 0.5% from where it's at right now, it's much easier to trade it if you're just holding DEC. So I don't want to be making some major moves, at least not right now. Again, can we still go down from here? Yes. And actually, I'm expecting it. I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to peg, mainly because everybody that I've been talking to, or all the comments that I'm seeing are, oh, I'm going to sell as soon as we get to peg, right? Well, hey, guess what? You're not the only one. There's going to be a lot of people selling when we get close to peg. So I don't know that we necessarily get up there. But as we get higher, I think the kind of rule of thumb for me is, can I see from where we're at a potential 10% drop, and therefore forego the 2 to 4% gains for a couple of weeks to buy back in cheaper and eat up the fees or gas fees of any kind of transactions that I want to do. So there's a lot for me to factor into that. And again, my situation is unique. I'm not holding just DEC by itself, but I am curious to know, what are you guys thinking about this? I've shared kind of my game plan, my thought process, my perspective. Again, this is short to medium term. I'm still thinking we're very much in a buy the rumor, sell the news. So, we'll see what happens once we get a post potentially for Lux Vega or any other things that might be a follow-up to the DEC proposals that we've had. But as of now, I think a lot of people are just buying in because they are worried that this might be the last time you get DEC at a discount if we can stay at peg and sustain it. Take a look at that. We just dropped down from 0.0009 to 89. But that's all I got for you guys in this video. Again, people have been asking for what I'm doing. This is not financial advice. And actually, I'm literally just standing still and waiting and seeing. But hopefully the perspective of what I plan to do if we go a little bit higher is helpful for you, or at least gets you to think about things in a different way. If we were to go back lower, doesn't really matter. I haven't touched any of my LP positions. I continue earning, and I have my same share of the pool. And if we go lower, then I just continue compounding back in with DEC at a discount, right? Technically. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and what you are planning to do, and we can continue the conversation there. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.